Hey guys, good morning. How are you doing today? Long time no see. Um, Sorry for the hiatus. I apologize. um, Today's lecture is about scholarships, how to find them, how to keep them, and specifically how to keep them coming. I had an awesome advisor at Yavapai College. Her name was Carol. Hi, Carol. Love you. She told me the best advice ever about scholarships. I don't know if it was necessarily advice, but she told me the neatest thing about scholarships. And she said they're like dominoes. Once you get one, they just kind of start to just fall in. So, but the problem is you have to keep applying for them. You have to keep applying for them. And then eventually they'll just keep coming your way. So I'm going to teach you guys my surefire method to scholarships. Like, you don't have to write a zillion essays. You don't have to write a zillion things. You don't have to, record a zillion videos. You can do one essay, one time, one thank you letter, one time. It's literally, you're going to hear me say that over and over and over again. So I apologize, but literally you just have to tweak it from that point. Just write your story, tell it, and you don't have to repeat over and over and over again. So give me a minute to get my screen share going. Hold on, let me pause this for a second. Okay, so here's the lecture, Scholarships 101, again, how to find them, how to keep them coming your way. So let's get to it. Please believe me when I say that I understand that scholarship hunting and scholarship applications are daunting. It's exhaustive, especially when you feel like there's so many school things and school fees that you have to pay for, and it's just this overwhelming thing of like, how am I going to afford this? It doesn't always have to be that way, and I'm here to try to help you guys. So for those times where you just feel like, I don't even want to start, I found this quote because it's actually really funny. People often say that motivation doesn't last. Well, neither does bathing. That's why we recommend it daily. So thank you for that, Zig Ziglar. Appreciate it. But it's true. So something before, I'll get into my method before I tap into that. Let's keep going. So Scholarships 101, what's out there? So I'm going to talk about what kind of scholarships are out there. So for those of you, maybe you are, fresh out of high school, you just got your acceptance letter and you're just a little overwhelmed with all the school fees and everything, and how you're going to pay for everything. Maybe you're a non-traditional student and you're going back, and again, you're trying to figure out how you're going to pay for everything, or maybe you're a student who's in the middle of school and you just found out that your Pell Grant's been exhausted, and now you have to figure out where you're going to come up with this money without going into debt. I'm going to help you kind of know what scholarships are out there. There's hundreds and thousands of types of scholarships, but I'm going to talk about the main ones that I've seen. And then we're going to talk about number 2, where to search and find them, where they're hiding. Then number 3, I'm going to talk about like my whole scholarship application process, but specifically your killer essay. Again, one essay, one time for every scholarship you apply for. I promise you, it's just tweaking from that point. And number 4, the magic words of thank you. We'll talk about that very briefly. So let's keep going. Okay, so what's out there? You might be kind of thinking like, well, I'm just an average student. I'm not this, I'm not that. I don't have these kind of credentials. I'm not seeking for that kind of degree. I'm going to talk about what kind of scholarships out there that I've typically seen. Now, again, there's scholarships out there for the craziest, weirdest things, you guys, I'm telling you. But the main types of scholarships that I've seen are academic-based, income-based, and degree-specific. And what that means is, like, academic-based is obviously based off your GPA. The higher the GPA you have, the smaller the selection pool. So if you're struggling to get some scholarships that maybe are a bit academic-based, You may want to consider, I know this is spending more money, but you may want to consider retaking a class. So like, let's say you got a C in an English class. I would advise that you take it again and see if maybe you can't get that C up to either a B or maybe an A, because that will boost your GPA. And the lower your GPA is, the bigger that selection pool of scholarships is. So if you can boost your GPA up, that scholarship pool gets smaller and you have a better chance of being selected. I don't know if that makes a whole lot of sense. If a scholarship committee has to choose from, 100 people and you're one of the 100, your chance of being selected is a lot higher than out of 100,000. Does that make sense? Like that narrows down that selection. And the other scholarships I've seen that are very common are need-based. So we're going to talk about it later about the whole application process with scholarships, but the need-based scholarships are typically based off of your estimated family contribution, or EFC, with your FAFSA. So it's really, really, really important to get your FAFSA done. Again, if you are a brand new student fresh out of high school, go talk to your high school counselor or advisor. They may have a college advisor on your campus, I'm not sure, but go talk to them about seeing what you need to do to get your FAFSA done. I also know that if you go to FAFSA.gov or FAFSA.org, even if you just Google FAFSA, it's Financial Aid for Student Academics. I think that's what it stands for, but it's FAFSA. You'll hear people say FAFSA, and it like literally is like nails on a chalkboard to me. Like, no, it's FAFSA. That F is before the S. It's FAFSA. It kills me inside. Anyway, but the whole point is that the lower your estimated family contribution, again, the higher chance you have of getting that scholarship award. Now, does that mean that if you have a high estimated family contribution that you won't get these awards? Not necessarily. The worst that a scholarship committee can say to you is no. So even if you may not qualify necessarily for it, I encourage you to try. And the last one is degree specific. So this can be like, let's say you're pre-med, or you're just doing generals, or like for me, it's a nursing degree, right? So I look for nursing specific scholarships. Maybe you're pursuing law, maybe you're pursuing a teaching degree, whatever that is, you'll typically find scholarships that are geared toward your degree plan. So now you may be thinking, I don't qualify for any scholarships. I'm not a this student. I'm not a that student. My GPA is low. I have a high EFC, whatever. Don't sell yourself short. Again, the worst thing that a scholarship committee can say to you is no. It's not that terrible and awful. Yes, there's that feeling of rejection, but it's not no permanently. Maybe it's just no, not right now. You can always apply another school year or another semester. Don't sell yourself short. There are so many scholarships out there for some of like the weirdest, most random things. I promise you. There is literally so many weird things out there. And there's somebody out there in this world. There is a company or an organization or a trust fund or whatever that wants to give the scholarship money to you specifically. I'm not even bullshitting you. Somebody wants to give you money. You just have to knock on that door. And you knock on that door by stepping out of your comfort zone and you apply for that scholarship. Somebody wants to give you money so that you can keep pursuing your education and your career goals. I promise you. You just have to get out there and do it. There's a scholarship out there for you. Don't sell yourself short. Okay, here's real truth, guys. My complete, from the start that I went to school to today of May 1st, 2022, scholarship award money, $54,564.50 from the fall 2016 to now. That's how much money I've received in scholarship awards. I'm not trying to toot my own horn. I'm trying to show you guys that this is real. This is possible. I'm not somebody special. I am not this 4.0 Ivy League student that pursued this education and that. Like, I'm not special. I actually even switched degree plans, not just once, but twice in community college. I'm not someone special. I'm not someone to write home about. I just kept pushing forward. I kept pushing forward and I kept applying. So all of this money right here, this is literally scholarship money. I don't have to give it back. It's mine. And this isn't even including my Pell Grant money. This is literally just scholarship funds alone. It's real. It's out there. You just have to go find it and get it. Again, I promise you guys, I'm nothing special. I am nothing like, and I'm not like one of those Mother Teresa students that like spends every waking hour doing tons and tons of community service. I'm not. I'm literally like above average, you guys. I promise. I promise. I'm just above average, but I push forward and I talk about the things that I've been through. I talk about my goals. I talk about my plans. And I'm going to teach you all that. But the point is that I'm not special. I'm not wonderful, but this breaks down to about just over $10,000 a school year. It can happen. It is possible. I'm going to teach you how. Let's keep going. So now we've moved past kind of the scholarship idea. Let's find out where to find them. So you guys know I'm a nerd. Like if you've been with me for long enough, you know that I'm an absolute nerd. So obviously we have to include the Batman quote of "Where are they?" Okay. Scholarship hunting is tedious. It is exhaustive. It doesn't have to take forever. And at first it kind of does. I'll be completely honest with you. At first it does. But once you start finding them and once you know where to look and how to find, they're easier to spot and they're easier to go, okay, yeah, I can do this one. I can do that one. It's, I don't know, it's tedious at first. Again, I know I'm repeating myself, but you have to get that ball rolling. Something that may help you kind of like get your juices flowing with where to find them is maybe talking to fellow students or club groups. Maybe even like just get a couple of your friends that you have in class and just kind of maybe take a day to scholarship hunt with each other. That may be helpful. Anyway, but we're going to go into this now, where to find them. Like these are like the best ways I feel to find scholarships, aka your needles in the haystack. Your first resource for finding scholarships should always be your college advisor, your school advisor. Now that can either be your high school advisor, maybe helping you find some scholarships for high school graduates, or this can also be like your main one is your college advisor as you're enrolled in school, helping you find scholarships. And the reason for that is because they have a complete snapshot of you as a student in front of them. They know your degree plan. They know your GPA. They know your enrollment status. They know your residency status. All of these things kind of play into some scholarships that you may that may single you out to be qualified for. So they are going to be your biggest resource. If your advisor is just kind of clueless about scholarships, I'm really sorry, that sucks. Every college advisor should at least be able to point you in the right direction if they don't have answers, or point you to the right person. So if you are a college advisor who maybe is a little scholarship clueless, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Thank you. You're doing your students a huge service. But you got to know how to find them and you have to know where to look for them. Then the next one is maybe just your school website. If let's say your advisor sucks and they are as clueless as, oh, I don't know, a box of hammers or something. I don't know. You can even just go to your regular school website and just type in scholarships in the search bar, and it should have some kind of page to help you find something. I'm going to walk you through that in a second, both with ASU and with Yavapai College, because those are the ones I know. You can tweak it to your college's webpage. They may have something, they may not. I don't necessarily like this next one because I haven't had a whole lot of success with it. I've had a lot of success finding things, but not necessarily the way they do it. But I put it on here just because it is a great place to start. Fastweb. It's a great database for scholarships. Again, I'm going to pull it up. I'm going to walk you through it and I'm going to explain. There are some scholarship books out there you can find, but there is one in particular that I literally call it the Scholarship Bible. It is the gatekeeper to finding scholarships, and I'm going to pull it up on Amazon. Again, I'm not an affiliate. None of these links and things that I use, I profit off of. These are just because I believe in them and I think they're tried and true. But I'm going to pull up that book and I'm going to show you. The next one I want to talk about is Google. So I know that sounds really silly, like, well, how would you get a scholarship with Google? No, you Google scholarships. So you can just be like, hey, Google, is there scholarships for tall nursing students? And bloop, American Tall Association. You can get a scholarship for being a female over 5'11" or being a male over, I believe it's 6'1". It may be 6'2", but literally there's a scholarship from the American Tall Association for just being tall. I'm not joking. You can also get a scholarship because you're left-handed. So, hey, Google, are there scholarships for left-handed nurses? Bling. Like, oh, cool. I can get a scholarship because I'm a lefty. Hey-o. So things like that. Like it's the weirdest thing. So something else that I want you to kind of do is look around your house. So, hey, Google, does Keurig offer a scholarship? Because I have a Keurig in my kitchen. His name is Heimdall. He's my favorite. He manages the Bifrost. I love him. Heimdall. I would die without him. Anyway, but does Keurig offer a scholarship? Hey, Google, does Tide offer a scholarship? Because I have Tide laundry detergent in my laundry room. Hey, Google, does Samsung offer a scholarship? As I look at my Samsung phone and my Samsung watch, like things like that. Look around your house. You'd be surprised, like Q-tip, Colgate, even places you shop, like Target, Old Navy, Walmart, Sam's Club. I don't know. Places you shop. Just you kind of got to get your juices flowing a little bit. So you can just even Google for scholarships. And the next one that I want to focus on is your local community. There may be like a local church group that has a very small scholarship fund that they offer to local students. That happened with me with a little local chapter of it's a big collegiate management society, but they have a small local Prescott chapter that I applied for and I got, and it was wonderful. And so just look into your local community to see if maybe there's some options for you. So let me stop my share really quickly and let me share a new screen so that I can show you what I'm talking about with your stuff. So this is Yavapai College's main page. Like you pull up yc.edu. So I'm going to click our happy little magnifying glass. Scholarships. So again, this is the avenue and route that I want you to go if your advisor is just a complete turd. I'm so sorry if they are, but guess what? You're a smart student, you're resourceful, you can do this yourself. So here, literally scholarships. So you click on boop, boop, scholarship resources. So here's their like main scholarship page. Yavapai College has a foundation. I don't know if it's called the Yavapai College Community Foundation or if it's the Yavapai Community Foundation. I can't remember which one it is, but they have the coolest thing where you do one scholarship application and you answer just a slew of questions like, are you a full-time student? Are you an Arizona resident? Are you a Yavapai resident? Are you a single parent? Are you a veteran? Are you pursuing this kind of a degree? Are you doing that? So they kind of like, as you answer these questions, they narrow it down to what you are as a student and who you are as a student. And then they take that one scholarship application with, again, your one essay one time, and they ship it out to these like little foundations within the Yavapai Community Foundation. and they apply for you with your one application. A lot of colleges do this. It's wonderful. ASU has a very similar thing, and I'm going to show you that in a second. But this is how a lot of colleges do things. But what I love about YC is if you scroll down, you click on this little interactive scholarship search. So they have their own database for locating scholarships. So boop, boop. And here they have just an entire list of scholarship programs, or at least avenues to search for more scholarships. So it talks about what the scholarship name is, what field of study, if it's specific, again, degree specific, GPA specific, if there's a deadline, and the max award. So we can, let's look at spouse education assistance program. I'm pretty sure this is something military oriented. Yeah, Army emergency relief. So there may be some kind of something that you have to qualify for, so that it looks like it's specific to spouses of active duty and retired Army soldiers, or any widows or widowers of Army soldiers. So again, like the minimum GPA requirement 2.0, residency requirement, financial needs. So that, again, you have to have that FAFSA on file with your EFC to show that there's financial need. But then it gives you a link to where you can go. So you can just right click it. So it may not exist, right? If that happens, what I encourage you to do is do this little ditty. Just, again, Google it. There may be some kind of something that will take you down. It's kind of a rabbit hole, but it may take you at least to where you want to go and what you need to find. So let's move on really quick, and let's go to the ASU scholarships. So search. Okay. Here's these academic filters. Again, this is where your advisor comes in really handy, because they have all of this access and information right in front of them. So, you need to know your academic level. Are you a first year student, sophomore, junior, senior, incoming freshman, incoming transfer? So maybe you got your generals done at a community college and now you're transferring to a major university. You would be considered an undergraduate incoming transfer. Estimated GPA, again, the higher the GPA, the smaller the pool. Residency, are you a good witch or are you a bad witch? I'm just kidding. Are you an Arizona resident or are you a non-Arizona resident? And then they need to know your enrollment status. Enrollment status is really important, you guys, because there's some scholarships that award only full-time students. So I had a bit of a, I don't want to say a hiccup, but it was just kind of like a little bump in the road. I was a Yavapai College student pursuing my associate's degree in nursing. And at the same time, I was in a concurrent enrollment program at ASU. So I was going full time. Sorry, I live below Jurassic Park. So the thumping you hear is literally my upstairs neighbors. I swear they're a herd of Triceratops. Anyway, moving on. Yavapai College, full-time, ASU, part-time. Well, that meant that I was for sure in full-time enrollment status. Well, I graduated Yavapai College, so I was awarded a scholarship the fall of 2021. Well, that's when I finished my associate's degree, was fall. So that spring semester that rolled around, I lost half of my credits because I was done. And I got this scholarship forwarded to Arizona State University, and ASU did what they're supposed to do. And they said, wait, hold on. This scholarship is for a full-time student. We have to withhold these funds from you because you're not considered full-time. And so what I had to do is I actually had to send a message, an email to the scholarship organization of this other place and say, hey, can I be exempt from this because I was full-time and I didn't decrease my status, I just completed my degree and I'm still pursuing. So it was just a bit of a hiccup. They released the funds and it's fine and that's great and it's wonderful. But the point is that enrollment status is going to be really important to know because it will dictate what kind of scholarships you can get. This is obviously location, like, yeah, I can't make it up all day, every day. The location is where, what campus at ASU, and this is specific to what college. So I would be the nursing, where did it go? Nursing and Health Innovation Edson College of. So then you just go bloop, then you can do what your major is listed on my ASU and any keywords. So maybe you're looking for a Navy scholarship, or maybe you're looking for a teacher scholarship, or maybe you're looking for tall scholarship. Again, I use that again because it's kind of random and it's super weird. But then you just boop, click search, and then it's going to pull them up down here. It'll take a while to load. But so this portal app right here is what I was telling you about, how ASU saves your answers and generates it into the application. What I love about ASU and how they're set up is it's set up by deadline. So these are all the scholarships that are due today. And then here's ones that are due tomorrow. So this one shows you if you need a recommendation letter. Just get a good teacher that you feel that you had a good rapport with, that would speak highly of you. Maybe you got along with them really well, or that would speak to your character, that, oh, she's a leader, or she's got a really good attitude, whatever. Anything that your teacher might say positively about you, you may want to have some of those handy, because a lot of scholarships do rely on recommendation letters. But what I love is this portal app literally is one application, one time, similar to how Yavapai College does it. Now, you don't just fill it out one time and it's sent through these things, but ASU saves your answers. So I can answer that, like, no, I'm not a single parent. No, I'm not a military veteran. Yes, no, I'm not full-time status, things like that. And then really quickly, I'm going to click on need-based so that it flips these and show you that there's a lot of need-based scholarships out there. So Pathway for the Future Award, American Society for Engineering, so there's tons and tons of need-based scholarships. They're out there. You just have to find them. So now we're going to move on really quickly to Fastweb. Hold on, my thing I'm not a big fan of Fastweb, again, but I do at least like that it's a great place to start looking, because again, you get this, you sign up with your email and you fill out this profile where you select, like, if you were an athlete in school, what clubs you participated in, what's your religious affiliation. There's even scholarships out there for your religious affiliation. Are you a first generation college student? There's all these things that basically build who you are, and then they match you with these scholarships. So since I logged in the other day to run through this presentation, I've had 9 new matches. So some of them are sweepstakes. You got to take it with a grain of salt. I'm not a big fan of sweepstakes. You can do them if you want, but I'm going to click on this one because it says it's matched me to it. So it matches me from my GPA. It matches me from my interested college, and it matches me with my scholarship year. So because it's asking for a college sophomore and above, and I'm actually now a college senior, it qualifies. So this is Lee and Marie Mills Scholarship, available to second-year students at Yavapai College. You must have a minimum 3.5 GPA to be eligible for this award. So interestingly enough, I actually don't qualify for this because I haven't updated my thing. I'm no longer a Yavapai College student. I've graduated. So I can go over here and click that I'm not eligible for this. And then it removes it from my scholarship match. So here's my matches. Let's see, Kaylee Mills Foundation Scholarship Program. Let's click on that and see how it matches me. So I don't have an ACT score. I don't have an SAT score, but it matches me from my scholarship year, and my GPA is open to high school juniors and seniors and current undergraduate students. To be considered, you must complete a seatbelt awareness program campaign in your school and or community. You must also locate, meet, and interview a family who has lost someone due to a non-seatbelt use. Wow, and submit a report sharing what you learned and how it impacted you. So if you're willing to, shoot for that $5,000 scholarship, you can click this little heart that it's favorited. And then but I can click ignore this scholarship because I'm not going to go rip a family to shreds and say, hey, tell us about how it feels that your family member died because you lost them because they didn't have a seatbelt on. No comment? I don't know. I don't believe in that. That's terrible. But anyway, moving on. So here's my, and this is what I actually really like. So here's my favorites. I know, only one. But something that is really cool about Fastweb. So like, let's say I applied for this. I can click applied, and then it comes over here to other scholarships that I've applied for. So it keeps track. And then if you win it, you can click that you've won it, and then it removes it completely, and it updates Fastweb because they want to know that their people are actually winning these scholarships, because then they can tell others like, look, we help people win scholarships per year. So it's just their own algorithm that helps them keep track of their progress, as well as you being able to keep track of yours. It's not my favorite, right? But it is there because it has your own scholarship tracker and it has your own information. So let me go to the book. The Ultimate Scholarship Book. It's written by Jen and Kelly Tanabe. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I hope I am. Sorry, guys, if you're Mr. and Mrs. Tanabe, if you're watching this and I'm saying your name wrong, I apologize. Don't know why I'd be watching this, but anyway, here we are. Ultimate Scholarship Book 2022. I love this because every single year they have a team of people that look into the scholarships that are in the book, and then they update it for the next year. So like, let's say there's a scholarship here in this 2022 book that is no longer being offered. They remove it from the 2023. It's a huge book. I don't even know where my actual physical copy is anymore. I may have given it to somebody, but it's like this like ridiculous, it's like a white pages. It's, if you even know what that is, that probably dates me even saying that, but it's a phone book that's just information and websites and criteria and qualifications, and it's literally like the scholarship Bible. I can't say it enough. It is worth every penny. So even though it's $24.94, sorry, I had to stop to help a kiddo. But this book is an abundance of scholarship information. It's like the biggest scholarship database on paper I've ever seen. It's amazing. It's worth the $23.94. I personally believe, but let's say like there was a point in time early in my collegiate path that I didn't even have the $24 to buy the dang book, where it was either, okay, I've got to put gas in my car to get me to class, or I pay for this book. And gas in the car won over. So the great thing is sometimes if you search on your local library's website, just for Ultimate Scholarship Book, you can find previous years. So like you can find a 2019 or maybe a 2020 or maybe a 2018 even, and it's still relatively up to date and correct. So the worst is that could come of it is that you pick it up from the library and maybe it doesn't have all of that completed information, but you at least find a couple of things that get the ball rolling and get it moving. And it's super, super helpful. I love this book. I swear by it. I've had a couple of fellow classmates at Yavapai College that had just kind of wondered like, okay, what do you do to get your scholarships? And one of the first things I recommend them to do is this book. Like this book was the biggest eye opener for me of getting my scholarship ball rolling. I swear by it. I think it's wonderful. I think it's amazing. Pick it up and thumb through it, and you will be forever grateful. I promise. Okay, so let me stop my share, and then I'm going to go back to our presentation. So yeah, again, school scholarship searches. All right, now we're going to move on to, so now you know that the scholarships are out there, you know where to find them. Now we're going to talk about actually like your prep work, to getting them, all of the groundwork that you have to do about you, your perfect essay and your info. I'm going to start with this. There was that whole big college admissions scandal, Lori Loughlin's daughter, and apparently like she was just one of the main ones because she was famous and she got caught. Scholarships are no different. You guys don't ever freaking lie about yourself on a scholarship essay. Because what's going to happen is this: you're going to apply to the scholarship and you're going to say like, oh, my dog died when I was 5, and then my mom died when I was 6, and then my dad died when I was 7, and I've lived under a bridge since I was 8 years old, or, you know, whatever like horror story you're creating in your head because you feel that your story isn't enough or whatever. It's one thing to be removed from a scholarship applicant pool because you just don't meet the criteria, or because maybe there's an applicant who needs more help than you or whatever. It's quite another to be removed because you lied. So what's going to happen is this scholarship over here that you just applied for and you lied about, there's a person on this board, Mr. So-and-so, who plays golf with another Mr. So-and-so of this other scholarship that you also applied for. I swear to you, it's going to happen. And you're going to find out the hard way. So don't freaking do it. Because Mr. So-and-so from this board, while he's playing golf with Mr. So-and-so from this board, they're going to be out golfing together. And he's just going to say, hey, oh my gosh, it's scholarship sweep season. How's the scholarship hunt going where you guys are at with the da-da-da-da organization? And he's going to go, oh man, you know, we just had a kid who lied through his teeth and we removed him. And he's like, oh, that's terrible. Yeah, we've got a kid who I think he might not be telling the truth as well. Do you mind telling me what his name is? Or do you mind telling me what her name is? Oh yeah, their name is da-da-da-da. Oh, that's who we were talking about. And that word is going to spread like wildfire. And you are absolutely ruined from the rest of that point forward. Don't ever freaking lie. It will come back to bite you. I promise. Be honest with your story, even if you feel like your story isn't enough. Even if you feel like, well, I haven't experienced hardship, or I haven't experienced a lot of troubles and trials or whatever. Just be honest. And I'm going to tell you how to do that in a second. Okay, now that we've got that out of the way, don't lie, period. Before you even begin your scholarship essay and before you even begin any of that, 2 things. Again, fill out your FAFSA. If you need to go to your high school counselor or your college counselor or advisor, whatever you need to do, get your FAFSA done and on file and sent to your school. If you know the school you're going to attend, have it sent there. If you don't quite know yet, at least get it done and get it on file to where you are planning to go to. So like, let's say you've sent out your college applications, send your FAFSA to all of these schools. There's no penalty for sending it to one school. There's no penalty for sending it to 50 schools. The point is send it so that they have that information on file for you. Secondly, I want you to get really good and close with a scholarship tracker. Again, you can just Google scholarship tracker template, and you can find templates out there that have the name of your scholarship, the due date, the amount, if you've sent a date when you sent your letter, or if you've applied yet, and if you've been awarded, and if you've sent your thank you. So it's a great way to just kind of, one, keep yourself motivated, because once you start to see how many scholarships you've applied for and you see that you're making progress and you're getting your own scholarship ball rolling, it's really kind of like this just huge self-esteem booster to see, look, I'm stepping out of my comfort zone. Look at how many things I've written. Look at all the work I've done. I have the chance and opportunity to get this much amount of scholarship money, and I'm proud of myself. It's a huge booster to actually see it on a piece of paper that you have done these things. Even if you only get like 2% of those like scholarships that you've listed, hey, that's 2%, man. That's awesome. That's great. One scholarship is better than no scholarship. So a tracker is a great way to have an actual visual of your progress and what you still need to do for these scholarships that you think that you have a chance of getting. I had a really good friend who actually had her scholarship tracker as a Google Doc, which was really smart. So it wasn't actually like a piece of paper, which I did because I'm a paper weirdo. I had mine as a piece of paper on the wall where I was at my workstation at home. And I kept it there. But my friend had it as a Google Doc. So what was really nice is in between classes, you've got a minute to take a break, get some food, get a drink, stretch your legs, whatever. She would just, hammer out a scholarship app and then bloop, update her Google Doc. And it was automatic. It was electronic. So maybe that's the way that you want to go. And that's a way that you can kind of keep track of things. But I would strongly, strongly, strongly advise a scholarship tracker and get your FAFSA done before you even touch your essay. Something else that I want you to consider with scholarships is creating an educational resume. So I have a professional resume that I use for my career, and I also have an educational resume that I use specifically for scholarships only. It's a great snapshot of me as a student. It has all of my basic info on it, like name, contact info, and I have a brief description of my education /career goals. Number 2, I have a place listed for my most recent scholarship awards. Again, it shows that you have the ability to get these awards. So these potential organizations for your scholarship can see that, okay, this person has put their stamp of approval on her. This person has. Oh, wow, she even has a repeat scholarship. It shows that you are a credible student, and I think it kind of boosts other organizations' willingness to stamp their approval on you. Then you're going to put your school data, your current status of your school, and if it's completed or not. And again, I'll show you my educational resume and show you what I mean. And last, your community service. So any extracurricular work outside of school. So like, let's say you were on an athletic team for your college. You would put your activity level on the team under your school data, but like, let's say it's a soccer team and you over the summer did a soccer camp for low-income kids in the community. You would put that specific project under community service, but you would put that your involvement with the organization under your school data. I hope that makes sense, and I'm going to show you what I mean here in a second. So educational resume, stop my share, and go to share a different screen. Okay. Here is my academic, oh my gosh, my brain just farted. My academic resume. Sorry, as my brain farted, I'm gonna take a break. Okay, I've blurred out all of my information over here, but you would want to put like your actual location, a contact phone number in the event that they want to do a phone interview, and obviously your email. I did not put it here. I blurred it out because as much as I love you guys, I don't need creepers on YouTube calling me in the middle of the night. Thank you. Don't need that. So here's my academic resume. Again, a brief goal of what you want to do with your stuff. A place for your scholarship awards. This isn't even complete. This is just most recent, fall of 2018 to March 22. Here's my education. I'm an advanced nurse injector from National Laser Institute. Got that this past March. So this shows December 2022 that my degree is still in progress at ASU, but here December 2021 shows that my degree is completed. Here you want your credit count, GPA. You're going to want credit count, GPA, any affiliations, any programs you were associated with, put that here. So here, this is a great one. So with the SNA at Yavapai College, we had an opportunity to be a student nurse mentor in the Learning Center. And we just basically sat there with, just basically took appointments for current nursing students who maybe wanted some study help, prospective nursing students who just wanted to know the application process and what to do. You know, whatever step you were in your nursing or pre-nursing degree, you were there to kind of be a sounding board and to be a mentor. And so I was asked to be a mentor, actually signed up, I wasn't asked, but so I did, I helped them with, you know, proving study habits, test taking, essay writing, clinical paperwork, their assessments, clinical skills. And some of you who have been maybe following me for a while know that I did my TEAS study group. That was done through this program and through Yavapai College. So every Tuesday and Thursday, I did 2 hours in the month of February, and I continued it throughout the remainder of my program at YC. So this is where you'd put that community service. Scholarship organizations love to see community service. They love to see that you don't just, you know, put your blinders on and focus on just your school. They love to see that you are involved in organizations, that you can step out. I've told many members of the Student Nurse Association at Yavapai College, like, so anytime that it was time to do elections for officers, I was an officer, I was just a secretary, didn't do a whole lot. I mean, I tried to keep, you know, the meeting minutes and make sure that the Canvas page was updated with announcements and things like that, and kind of random little stuff. But I told them, like, guys, scholarship money has been like flowing in since I stepped forward to be an officer in the Student Nurse Association. I'm not doing it for the scholarship money. I'm doing it because this is giving me great career experience. But it had that secondary kind of like, oh, okay, I can keep doing this. So anyway, let's keep going. So yeah, that was my educational resume. Don't steal it, guys. Don't copy paste what you saw and put it on your own. That's crap. Write your own. Your own story is drastically better than mine. You can use mine as a template, but don't copy paste it. That's just crap. Don't steal my shit. Anyway, now we're going to talk about the meat and potatoes, your essay. These are the 4 things that I want you to talk about. I want you to talk about your hardships, no matter how big, no matter how small. Don't harbor and talk about how it's been woe is me and blah, 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 and thanks, please choose me for this scholarship. They want to know that you have the grit to endure hard times and push past it. That's what they really want to see. So no matter how big or no matter how small, talk about it. If you watched a single parent struggle as you grew up, talk about it. If you experienced homelessness, talk about it. If you, you know, maybe you're a member of the LGBTQ community and you had a really hard time growing up accepting who you were and having others accept you, talk about it. They want that emotional connection. They want to know more about you and why they should choose you. I'm not saying you have to, you know, lay on the exam table and have them, you know, do a live autopsy on you to see all of your insides. But what I'm saying is they need to be able to say, look, this person has done this. I think that they have a really good chance of success and we can help them achieve it. So talk about your hardships, no matter how big or how small. So the other thing that I want you to talk about is your goals. Let's say maybe you're, you know, an 18, 19-year-old high school student who hasn't really seen a whole lot of hardships. You haven't really had to worry about having money to pay bills. Like I'm just hypothetically like spouting things out there. I'm not saying 18-year-olds have it easy, but what I'm saying is there's drastically less stress on an 18-year-old than a 38-year-old parent. So maybe you want to talk about your goals. Where do you want to go? What do you want to do? Even if you aren't sure, like talk about that you're motivated for an adventure. Talk about that you have a drive to step out of your comfort zone. Talk about those things. Again, they want to know you on a little bit more of a personal level other than, look, here's my transcript. Like, okay, well, great. That's a transcript. Tell me the story of the person that's on the transcript. That's what they want to know. Where do you want to take that transcript? Where do you want to go from there? Talk about what you want to do and why you want to do it. Another one that I want you to talk about is any awards that you've won and how it made you feel. So let's say you maybe don't have that great of an academic background, you don't really have a whole lot of goals, or you don't know exactly what you want to do, but you're a football player and you've worked really, really hard and your team won state. Let's say that you've been with the football team since you were a freshman in high school all the way up to your senior year, and your senior year you finally won state. Talk about your progress through that. Talk about how hard that was to keep pushing forward. Talk about how many hours you like had blood, sweat, and tears in the weight room, and how the only time that you ever saw your parents was at the dinner table before you went into your room and did your homework and you passed out. Talk about that and talk about how it made you feel, specifically like winning that award at the very end. And talk about how it can drive you forward and how you want to feel that success again in your life. Talk about that. And the last thing that I want you to talk about in your essay is how this award is going to help you overcome, to achieve, and to succeed. Talk about how this award helps you push past through your hardships. Talk about how this award is helping you meet your goals, and talk about how you're going to feel so proud and how you're going to feel so accomplished receiving this award, and how it's nice that someone sees your academic status. Again, one essay, one time. That's it. This is what I want your essay to look like. Do one essay, one time. Your hardships, your goals, any awards, and how it's going to help you move forward. That is literally like the foundation. Now, I'm going to teach you how to tweak it, because sometimes this is too much for one scholarship. So I'm going to move forward. Okay, so let's say that you find this really awesome scholarship award, and let's say you find out that Samsung is giving away $1,000 to 20 students who are nursing students. Go to Samsung's website and research their mission statement. There's going to be a repetitive theme you'll recognize, with maybe some word usage or some sentence structure or something. There's going to be something that sticks out to you with their theme and their image they're trying to portray. So you're going to pull that up, and then over here you're going to have your essay. Now, this is where the thesaurus comes in, and synonyms are your friend, because maybe they're talking about being joyful. I don't know. I'm just using this because I'm just spitballing, but like they're talking about joyful, and they use the word joyful a lot. Well, come over here to your essay and you see that you've used the word happy a lot. Just change those happy to the proper use of either joy or joyful. But you'll see in a lot of mission statements like power words like integrity or strength or courage, or do you know what I mean? Like you'll see that. So take your essay, one time, just minor editing, take it and tweak it. Just find those keywords and tweak and mirror it. So like, again, you have your one essay one time with your 4 main topics. Let's say your essay is 2,000 words. And it's a 500-word essay. Well, you just take segments, copy it, paste it. One essay, one time. So you take from your original and you just piece together a 500-word essay from your 2,000-word essay. Just research your companies, look for their keywords, get really comfortable with a thesaurus and some synonyms, and minor editing. One essay, one time. I can't say it enough. I feel like I'm just a broken record, but I'm telling you that this is the easiest way to reproduce scholarship success. So let's move on. All right. Magic words. What are the magic words? Thank you. Your thank you letter. Now, thank you letters are actually, at first, for a long time, they were just kind of like a strong suggestion. Now, I know for a fact that Yavapai College and ASU won't even release any like scholarships that they awarded you through their organizations. They won't even give them to you unless they have a thank you letter on file. So you have to send in a thank you letter in order to get your funds. So this is, for a lot of this, it's not optional anymore. And plus, it's just good practice. You guys, these people are literally sending you a check of a gift. The least you could do is send a thank you letter back. So in your thank you letter, one time, minor editing, remind them of who you are and why you're contacting them. Hello, my name is Rebecca Broderick, and I'm the recipient of the doorknob award for yada yada $1,000 or $500. And I'm writing this letter to you today to say thank you and how honored I am that I was chosen for this award. Then you're going to want to remind them of your educational goals and how it's helping you move forward, and make that. Then something you're going to want to do on top of your letter. So like the who and the what is basically what I want you to have in your mind for your letter. But the when part is something that's additional that I want you to kind of think about. I just felt, I stumbled into this, honestly, that when I was just so grateful to receive some of the awards that I got, that I just wanted these people to know how I was doing and to keep them updated and just kind of reiterate my thanks. I wasn't looking, it wasn't anything ulterior of, oh, I'm going to do this and I'm going to, keep me in the forefront of their minds. Like, it was literally only just because I wanted to regularly update them and to repeatedly say thank you. And it came back to the point where I got these awards again. I was actually invited to apply for a scholarship again because I kept them updated and because I kept them regularly involved. So I, let them know when I completed classes and things like this, and how I'm doing and what I'm planning on doing over the summer and how my family is doing, blah, 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 blah. Totally, again, ulterior. I just stumbled into it and it came back tenfold. So I want you to kind of think about that, because some of these places may require that. Some of these scholarships may require those things. Maybe they require a regular meeting with updated transcripts because they want to make sure that you're not taking the money and running. Maybe you're thinking about dropping out of school and becoming an entrepreneur, and you apply for a zillion scholarships and get that money and then you're gone. That really kind of sucks for these organizations. So they may want to kind of see those things, and that will all be in the requirements before you even apply. So keep a lookout for those if that's something that you're maybe not too keen on. But the point of your thank you letter, one time, needs to be who you are and why you're contacting them, and the what you're doing with that money that they gave you. It's not rocket science, guys. You just update it and tweak it with the awards you've received, and how it's helping you meet your goal. So just to recap, this is the timeline of get your FAFSA done, get a scholarship tracker, have it be your best friend. Number 2, then you're going to research. You're going to use your advisor. You're going to use your school website. You're going to use the book. You can use Fastweb, Google, things like that, just to find your scholarships with your resources. Step 3, you are going to put together your educational resume. You're going to put together your essay. And just because you want that good juju positive vibes, you're going to put together your thank you letter. But only one one essay, one letter, one time, one thank you, one letter, one time, just minor editing from that point. I promise you. And step 4, once you receive your award and you've edited your thank you letter, send it off and update your educational resume. Keep it updated every semester with how many credits you've completed and what your GPA was, and keep it updated with how many scholarship awards you've received. Because again, it's like dominoes. The more that fall in, the more are going to fall. So it's just a great way to keep track of that. So that's our timeline. And this isn't like this great, wonderful like method that I've thought of. This is what works for me. And it's worked, and it's been fairly proven, I think, as that amount honestly shocked me. I never knew that I had had that much scholarship money given to me. I was honestly just stunned. Over 54 grand. I couldn't believe it. So, and again, that's money I don't have to get back. It's mine. So, again, when in doubt and you feel like you're just kind of at a roadblock, Google it, and kind of go down your rabbit hole. I guarantee you'll find it. And this is kind of what I want to close on, because you may be thinking, well, if I only do one essay, it better be really good. And you may kind of stress and over edit. If you've really done the work, I mean, really done the work, submit it. If not, do what you need to do, point blank, period. So if you're maybe a little bit apprehensive, you feel like your essay isn't that powerful enough or whatever, just kind of get over it and send it. The worst they can say is no. Maybe you're feeling that you're not worth it, or you're having some self-doubt, whatever. Look and see maybe what this scholarship can overflow into in your life. That was something that I really had to cling to in the very beginning. Was I didn't feel like I was worth this money that I was receiving. I didn't feel that I even like, even though I qualified, for sure, I qualified for these things, but inside I didn't feel like I qualified as a person. So I tried to get over it and just go, okay, at least this money doesn't just go to me, it also goes to my husband. This money also goes to my family. This money goes to my dog, because this money is taking care of my tuition. That tuition money can then go to shoes for my kids, clothes, diapers, things like that. So if you're struggling, I encourage you to kind of maybe shift your mindset a little bit like that and just send it off. You have to start somewhere. And once you start and get that ball rolling, specifically, I think writing that thank you letter for me was a big deal, was because then I kind of had the mindset that, okay, I've already got it. And when I do actually get it, it's not an if, it's a when, I have my thank you letter ready to send off. And it was just that mindset and that mentality that I am worth this. I do qualify. I have worked hard, and I think I deserve this. And then you send that thank you off once you receive it, and you move on to the next one. And I promise you guys, they will just flow in. So again, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Sorry for it being so lengthy. Really quickly before I go, I want to point you guys to the SlidesGo. It's a website where you can go to find templates for your PowerPoint presentations. So if you have to do lots of PowerPoints for school, SlidesGo is your friend. I'll put the link in the description below, with the link to the book and the link to Fastweb. And also, again, don't forget to like, subscribe, and even like maybe if you've got some, if you've got a education group on Facebook, share the video. I don't think I'm a great or wonderful or that fantastic, but this method that I have is tried, proven, and it works. So thanks for joining with me, you guys. I appreciate it so much. Hope you have a great day.